Hello, everyone. We're switching on. I'm just going to the group page to make sure that everything looks good there. I'm not there yet. It's still thinking. It's still thinking. I've had a little bit of internet interruption this afternoon. So I'm just making sure that we're all good. Okay, so a couple of minutes early, like I said, this is my new plan of attack because there was one week, a couple of weeks ago, when all of a sudden the live stream wouldn't work and I had to set the whole thing up, and then I was like 3 minutes late, and a Virgo rat, water rat, just does not do that. All right, so that is why I'm always a couple of minutes early. So I kind of just fart around for a few minutes just in case people are expecting at 5 o'clock, because you know what it is, right? But now that you know that I tend to come in a couple of minutes early, maybe you'll surprise me and be here. So we're going to get going on today's topic. And for anyone that comes in live, make sure that you let me know who's here. Just say hi so I know you're here. And the live stream will be available in the group, and we'll also be adding it to our YouTube channel. So this is a goodie. This is a good, if I do say it myself, this is a good topic, and this is an appropriate topic because this month we are all about focused on manifesting wealth. So the team is moving into our manifesting your wealth 5-day challenge at the end of the month. And we're also released yesterday, I think it came out, that we have a half-day masterclass on the 13th of August. We haven't done a half day like this before. Really, really awesome. 8 a.m. till 12 p.m. My time. And the link and everything is there for you to register. We'll pop it in the comments after this live as well. It's going to be epic. I'm putting everything together. So basically, we're looking at practical manifesting blueprint, all to do with wealth, health, and limitless self. It's going to be really awesome. And then yesterday, we also made a huge announcement. We're so proud. We really are very proud of this. And we're going to be growing the hub in such an organic way. It's going to be awesome. And that is that we released, there we go, I'll get it right in a minute. We released our Manifesting Hub membership. So this is our brand new membership, our first membership. We haven't done a membership before, and we're turning the Manifesting Hub, which we've been doing for the last 6 months, into a membership base. So you will need to subscribe in order to continue to be involved in all things manifesting. All right, really cool. Okay, so let's get on to today's topic. For those that don't know me, I'm Kate, the Courageous Inspirer Coach. You should know me by now. So we're going to talk about scarcity versus abundance. This is a really, it's such an important aspect of how we call in abundance and how abundance flows to us. So energetically, in everything that we do, and because we are energy, basically, and what goes on in our mindset, you know, what we're telling ourselves in our mindset and how generous we are, and, you know, we're not hanging on to everything, or we're not critical of others that have money. So all these really important things plays out in how abundance flows your way. So I'm going to focus on scarcity versus abundance. So I'm really going to give you a better understanding so you can be aware if scarcity is around you and in here, because it can be a bit sneaky, and you're pretty much thinking, oh yeah, I've got this, I want abundance, I'm calling in abundance, and you're doing manifesting, you're doing this, you're doing affirmations, you're doing great, all this is happening, but there's that little sneaky voice that goes on. It's that mindset, that behind the scenes, I call it the behind the scenes person, who is just whispering things in your ear, and you might be then playing out doing things that are so subtle that you may not even realize that you are in scarcity thinking. All right, because it's a big difference when we're completely in abundance. It really is very different. So I'm going to flick us over to the screen, and this is actually part of the masterclass coming up on the 13th. So on the 13th, as I said before, I'm combining all the beautiful work that I do in manifestation into a half-day event. not all, but a fair bit, where we're going to talk about the 5 steps in the process, but we're also then going to go into this is the this is the blueprint stage. So the practical stage of the day is going to be focused more on the process of manifestation. And then, we're going to talk more about identity and other imposter syndrome and other ways of aligning yourself. And remember, we're going to be talking about wealth, health, and limitless self. And then when we move into manifestation, I'm going to give you a true understanding how to manifest. And then when we go into blueprint, this is where we go in here. All right. So we get more into a module kind of method. So scarcity thinking versus abundance thinking. So what I want you to do is I want you to have a look at where you're sitting. And this is an example of some of the things. There's many, many ways that we fall into this category. And when we do the masterclass, I'll be diving a lot deeper into this. So here we go in scarcity thinking. There will never be enough. It's a really big kind of, it's this sort of language, it's this sort of thinking that where you feel like there's never going to be enough. You're never going to have enough, right? And the way that you play out then in behavior are things like this. You competes to stay on top, hoards things from others, won't share knowledge, won't offer to help others, suspicious of others, resents competition, afraid of being replaced, believes times are tough, believes the pie is shrinking, thinks small and avoids risks, fears change. So as you can see here, what I've tried to do is identify the person, you, all right? So, the overall scarcity thinking is in that place that there'll never be enough. But when I go through the list, what I'm doing is I'm asking you whether or not you behave in any of these ways. And if so, you are in scarcity thinking. It doesn't matter how many of these. It's more about the fact that if there are any of them, and there's a lot more, if there's any of them in here, these are very, very easy to identify, then you need to work on it. You do need to work on it. And in order to move out of scarcity thinking, we need to understand our relationship more with money. Okay, so if we wanted to reverse that, if we wanted to immediately, because everything with belief shift, mindset shift, is about identifying the negative and reframing it into a positive. So this is what I've done here, just to quickly let you see that you can easily flip this over. And this is some of the ways that you could do it. So in abundance thinking, you've got more language, more self-talk that says there will always be more. There will always be more. And I know for a fact that if I slip into scarcity thinking, everything stops. That flow, the doors that are opened, what I'm able to call in, pretty much skids to a stop and tightens up, like bottleneck tightened up, or the lid goes on the top. The moment that I work on my scarcity thinking and I move back over to abundance thinking, I behave in such a different way, and then abundance flows my way. So I want you to give this a go. If you're sitting more in abundance thinking, reframing from what we just went through in scarcity thinking, you would be more collaborates to stay on top, generous with others, share knowledge, freely offers help to others, trusts and builds. There's a D that should be in there. I've just noticed a type over. Rapport, welcomes competition, strives to grow, believes the best is yet to come, believes the pick is growing, so the picture is growing, thinks big and embraces risks, takes ownership of change. So you can see how each one of those relate to the left and the right. Yeah, so I do a lot of this work with my clients where we write out the negative thoughts or the things that were negative about what we're thinking about something. And then on the other side, we write then what would it look like if it was positive, which is exactly what this exercise is. So this is really, really important. And you can see how quickly and positive and the ability you have of changing this scarcity thinking into abundance thinking, and what that would mean to you and your world and your life. It would just be such a more beautiful, wholesome, inspiring space if you were sitting over in the abundance thinking. So when we move down, here are some other limiting beliefs that prevent you from making your millions. So what we do in here is that I'm honing in on this particular document in abundance around money. Okay, because abundance means many things to many people, and that's not, money is not all what abundance means, but we wanted to kind of narrow it down so I could give you an example in this short training video. So we've got things like, you don't want to, you're perfectly happy with your state of finances. I love this question. I love this answer, this response. And I actually get this a fair bit with my clients initially, where they're like, when I'm looking at potentially them being my client, they may say something in my clarity calls around, oh, no, look, I'm pretty happy with the state of my finances, or even the state of my life. But then when we actually dive in there and we look at the wheel of life, and we start actually scoring or ranking what this may look like, there's many surprises. All right, there's many surprises, because the imposter syndrome has probably been talking. So you don't think you deserve it, even though you've never admitted it. Huge one. So all that I do is with the women that I work with, and straight up, is about making sure that you have that self-love, that self-worth. Yeah, because then you truly believe that anything is possible and you deserve it. And in manifestation, it's a huge step. So this is on stage, that last step, step 5, when we work into full circle, learn to receive. So we need to understand and truly feel that we deserve to receive what we're calling in. You don't think it's possible, even given your life situation. This is easy to fall into. All right, so this is more that kind of blame or victim, or it's not possible. So I've had conversations with my clients where to move forward, to call in more abundance. So it might be that they need to run a masterclass or workshop, or they need to get some socials out, or whatever it might be. And they're simply, I'm just looking at my screen because I have frozen over there. And I hope that that's just a little glitch, and I'm going to come in a minute. Let me have a look. It's actually still glitched, so I don't know whether I'm working or not. I did say we had some internet issues, and it looks like there might be. I'm going to have to keep going and just assume that I'm still live. If I'm not, then we'll put the recording of this into the group if this is too hard to follow. All right. So yeah, I might be talking to my clients, and they kind of make excuses why they can't do certain things. They say they can't do certain things or move forward in their life and what they want to achieve, and therefore call in abundance, change their situation, because of the environment that they're in, because of the house they're in, because of the situation going on, because of the whatever's going on with the partner, whatever. And I come back very quickly and say, if you truly desire to change your situation, if you truly, particularly with finances, if you truly want to call in abundance and have the choices, you can make it happen regardless of with what's going on around you. I've done sessions in the car, and I've done sessions at a park, and I've done, you know what I mean? Like, you've just got to do what you've got to do if you truly do want to change your situation and get out of scarcity thinking into abundance thinking. All right, so I'm wondering whether or not, I'm just going to do a refresh and see whether, yeah, it looks like I'm okay. All right, I might have just been freaking out for no reason, but I just needed to do that just to make sure. All right. Although I think I've gone right back, which is a classic, because now I'm going to be talking and that's going to be out of whack. But let's just keep going. Yeah. All right. So some of the others that we want to look at, excuse me. You think rich is evil and poverty is noble. You think money will make you do bad things. You believe you will lose your friends who also believe 1, 2, and 3 above. You feel torn, guilty, and conflicted about your desire to be wealthy and prosperous. You blame your parents for not having enough money and not teaching you better. You believe riches are bestowed upon a lucky few. You think you'll be unhappy because money isn't supposed to buy happiness. Or you think the only way to be healthy is if you married into wealth or came of wealth. And finally, you have none of these self-limiting beliefs. You just have no idea how to make more money, yet you won't seek expert advice. All right. So these are some really, 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 really good things to look at and get curious about. If you fall in, or you recognize, or you align with any of these limiting beliefs, it's your opportunity to explore that more, because what's happening here is that you are actually in scarcity thinking. And remember, when you're in scarcity thinking, scarcity surrounds you. It doesn't really matter what practices you do. The power of the subconscious mind and what goes on up here will override everything. All right. So before we want to call in what we want to call in, this is often the start point. This is often the start point, because this is about your relationship with money and yourself. All right, with yourself. So if you really truly want to call in and change your flow of abundance and create abundance in their world, because who wouldn't, to tell you the truth? Because you have choices, you have freedom, you have security. There's so many reasons why you've got the right to call in abundance. You were put here to receive all that you want, and you've got the power to do that. That's why manifestation actually even is something. All right. Law of attraction exists because the universe wants us to receive and do everything that we desire. But it starts here. You need to recognize whether or not you are in scarcity thinking and do the work needed to move into abundance thinking. Now, on the work that I'll be doing in the masterclass, I work through a whole lot of affirmations, which are really beautiful, and you get given all these affirmations along with a meditation affirmation or audio, and then we work down into asking certain questions, again, to get a really clear understanding of your relationship with money. All right, so that's what all these questions are blamed on, and we do a lot of reframe work. Okay, a lot of reframe work. So it's a beautiful technique. We've got somebody that's arrived. I've got a thumbs up, whoever that might be. Welcome. And we've got so much to cover. That's why I did a half day. All right. So this is just a tiny little glimpse of scarcity thinking versus abundance thinking, and giving you encouragement to maybe start thinking about whether or not you are in scarcity, even though you may be telling yourself you're not, even though you may be doing a lot of the work that it takes in practices to call in abundance. Have you really made sure that you're in abundance thinking? All right. So again, a reminder that this will be live streamed. The recording of this will be in the group. So if you've missed it, make sure you go back and you read through this. This is a really beautiful introduction to a very important topic. And if you really want to dive deeper into this, there's two options for you. One is that you could reach out and book a clarity call with me. And one-on-one, I'll talk through this with you and go into it in more depth. Okay, so that can be done through a one-on-one with me. And the other way to do it is obviously to join our masterclass on the 13th of August, which is a 4-hour masterclass called Practical Manifesting Blueprint. All right. And it's all about the strategies of how to manifest, what the process is, how to call it in. But more importantly, it works on scarcity versus abundance, your goals around wealth, health, and limited self, and then actually creating your own identity box, right? Which is going to hold like a vision board, but it's my new technique that I haven't done before. It's going to hold all of what you want to call in for your wealth, health, and limitless self. What an awesome day. Yeah. And don't forget that we released yesterday our brand new Manifesting Hub membership. So if you'd like to continue being a part of the Manifesting Hub, or you haven't even checked it out yet, this is a very special place where we've got an array of things available to you in our platform, as well as free tickets to any of our events that we do around manifesting, particularly our challenges that we run every month. So on that note, this is an awesome topic, scarcity versus abundance. Dive deep in here. I hope this has given you a little bit of a temptation to go in there more and explore about this, and to really work out where you are at and whether or not this is playing out in your life. Reach out if you'd like a one-on-one. or obviously register and join our masterclass on the 13th of August. I'll speak to you real soon. Bye for now.